Now, South Korean pop culture has grown in prominence to become a major driver of global culture, from Korean dramas in multiple streaming platforms to Korean skincare dominating the cosmetics industry, to also seeing kimchi and bulgogi sauce in your local supermarket alleys. At the heart of this Korean wave is the ever-growing popularity of K-pop, short for Korean pop music.
Indeed, so we will have in our presence tonight a half Indonesian, half Dutch singer-songwriter who found herself writing hit songs for K-pop artists such as Astro, Nmixx, Itzy, and Mamamoo. And before we say hi to her, let's take a look at some of her work in K-pop. All right, well, it seems that we've had a bit of difficulties in running the songs, but we're going to be very much looking forward to speaking with her.
Yes. So without further ado, let's say hi to one of the minds behind the song, some of the songs that we hope will be playing during the dialogue. Good evening, Ayushy. Welcome to Asia Prime.
Hi. Hi, nice to meet you all.
Hi.
Yes, we are so happy to have you here on our show. So let's get this first out of the way. So we learned that you began your songwriting and music career since your time in the Netherlands. So how did you end up in South Korea? What attracted you to K-pop?
Yeah, it's a long story, but long story short, I went to a music academy in the Netherlands. It's called Herman Brood Academy. And while I was in there, I noticed that I like writing a lot of different styles of music, so a lot of different genres. And then I heard about K-pop and I was like, okay, that really matches me and my energy and just who I am as a person. So I wanted to do that. I didn't know how to get into the industry. I just told everybody, hey, I want to do K-pop. So every studio session I went to, I told people, and eventually I got to make these connections, and that's how I ended up in Korea, just by putting it out into the universe and working very hard. Yeah.
All right, great. So this is amazing because we know that K-pop is one of the biggest music industries in the world, and they're known for attracting talents from all parts of the globe. You are half Dutch, half Indonesian. Now, how does it feel to be part of this big legacy? And I mean, it's quite a big thing because you're also representing Indonesia. A lot of Indonesians love K-pop as well.
Yeah, especially the Indonesians. The amount of love that I've gotten from Indonesian citizens is crazy. It really makes me very proud to be able to do this. And it's honestly a blessing that I get to do this because I love making music. I love writing songs, and doing it in an industry like this is insane, amazing. Every day I'm still like, wow, is this my life? Is this what I do? So yeah.
So as Krishna said earlier, being a half Indonesian, half Dutch, how do you overcome the cultural and language barrier when writing songs for K-pop artists?
Yeah, so how it actually works is we write the song in English, and then once the song gets chosen, a Korean lyricist will get on it and actually translate it to Korean. So yeah, that's kind of how we do it. And I'm half Dutch, so that makes me half Western, half Asian. And being Indonesian, I grew up with a lot of Indonesian music, and I feel I can use the things that I've learned from listening to Indonesian songs into K-pop, as well as using Western music into K-pop. So it's a good blend like that.
Interesting. So you're saying that you use elements of Indonesian music, Indonesian pop music into your songs, that you incorporate into songs that you use for the K-pop industry. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, basically, yeah. Because I really like the jazz pop scene in Indonesia, and I feel like it's kind of similar to K-pop. It's not entirely there because obviously there's a different language, but I can use the inspiration that I get from it.
Well, can you name some of the Indonesian artists that kind of influence your music and then it's used in K-pop?
So I really like Tulus. 1000 Tahun Lamanya is one of my favorite bops. And Glenn Fredly I really like as well. But it's not that I'm using exactly what I do, of course, but it's just more so inspiration.
Okay.
So we can only imagine that the K-pop industry being very popular and must be also a very competitive environment to be in. So what has been your main drive and motivation that keeps you going?
So I always like to.
So are you kind of tied to a label, or how does that work? Are you working freelance, or how does that work?
So I work with a team. It's called The Hub. It's like a production company, and thanks to them, I get to do what I do. So I'm very thankful for The Hub.
Okay, great. And of course, there's a lot of people in the world wanting to join the K-pop industry. It's a massive industry right now. The music is great. Do you have any sort of message to aspiring musicians out there who would love to work in the K-pop industry? What kind of advice would you give them? How can they enter the K-pop industry, maybe as producers or as a songwriter like you?
Or maybe as an idol too.
As an idol, exactly, you're right.
So as an idol, I don't know because I'm not an idol, so I don't really know how that works. But working as a songwriter or producer, I'd say reach out and do not give up. Just music in general, do not give up. It's going to be hard, but keep on going. If this is what you really want, it's not going to come overnight. I've been working in the music industry for years now, and yeah, it's only now really happening for me. So do not give up. Reach out to people. Get yourself in the right places. Make sure to show your face to people and keep on going.
Okay, so we have a bonus question here. Do you have any plans to write songs for Indonesian artists in the future, perhaps? Will we be seeing you on our TV too?
Well, I don't have any plans yet, but if anyone's watching, I'd love to. I'd love to write songs for Indonesian idols.